start making huge winning trades such as this one right here on bit.com. It's my favorite cryptocurrency exchange and has extremely low fees. They also have very big savings APY up to 30% for new users, and it's actually going to be increasing soon. And finally, make sure to deposit and start trading now. Over here, you can earn rewards just for depositing, so make sure to not miss out on this, and I will be leaving a link to bit.com in the description of this video. What is going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com here, back again with another cryptocurrency video. Today is a crazy day in the cryptocurrency markets. We saw a massive Depeg on the UST stablecoin, and we actually fell to lows of around 25 cents before bouncing back substantially. I actually did make this trade. I've been trading UST a lot actually in the last few days and have done very well on it. I initially entered around the low here and sold back when we got up to around 92 cents. I then actually waited, and when I saw us move back down to 30 cents, I actually saw it starting to drop again right here. And I thought to myself that at this point, it seems like it will make a full recovery to $1, although there's a huge amount of risk involved in this. So I actually ended up kind of flip-flopping, going in and out multiple times around this area, and then finally basically making one last entry around 40 cents here. And you know, it did drop a little bit more, but then we got the recovery here that we're seeing now. Now, are we going to see the full move back to $1? To me, it seems at this point like yes. I think there's substantially less risk now. I mean, we're back above 70 cents as we speak, and we may still see some volatility, but I think the brunt of the move is now out. And also, one of the key patterns that I was looking for last night, I'm not gonna lie, I was scared that we were actually gonna completely collapse on this, but we did get a double bottom. This is what I just put in yellow here, or let's change the color. We're gonna do green. You can see that we actually double bottom at around 25 cents, and that was make it or break it, because if we had fallen lower than that, right, if we started moving to 20 cents and below, it would have been pretty much done for the USD stablecoin. And now we're probably going to see this move higher, accelerate, get back to 80 cents, and then slowly start climbing back to $1. This could still take a few days, even a week or two. But I mean, at this point, like I said, I do think UST will make a full recovery. And I wanted to give you my thoughts on all of this because I'm sure a lot of you are wondering. Thankfully, I really barely held any Luna. I think I had invested a while back only $100 in Luna, and that was when it was around $50. So the drop did not really affect me personally in terms of Luna or UST. I didn't own any UST, but obviously, right, this made a massive ripple effect across the cryptocurrency market. We even saw Bitcoin, which was doing pretty well last night, start to dump as well. So, you know, this is getting hit across the board now. And of course, the biggest loser in all of this is the actual Luna, which is the, you know, layer one coin for the Luna network. And what you need to realize with this is, first off, look at where Terra is right now. $8 billion market cap, obviously lost a lot of money compared to, you know, its highs, and when it was also high in market cap. And literally, I'm having trouble finding Terra. Here it is. It's dropped so low, guys. I mean, we're now at $1.4 billion in market cap. Huge amount of money leaving this thing. You can see the 24-hour volume at 16 billion when the market cap is now only 1.4 billion. So huge money exiting Terra. We're now at $1, and you know, 98% drop in 7 days. Things usually don't recover after a drop this big. Now, on my Twitter, if you were following me there, which I highly recommend you do, link in the description to that, you're gonna see that we saw, you know, several things go on last night, and I actually was sort of trading this live on my Twitter. You can see back a few days ago when I made that 40% profit in just a few hours by trading the initial bounce on UST and then selling at 90 cents because I didn't want to wait till a full dollar, right? I thought that was kind of risky to wait till a full dollar. I've seen these type of stable coins, you know, get back to 90, 95 cents, 96 cents, but not the full dollar. So I thought it was a good idea to take profits, and I really did well on that. But as you can see, I kept up in afterwards, right? When we saw the second drop, the bigger drop, I said I think the bottom is in, very risky but huge reward. I'm expecting UST to regain full peg and Luna recovery to $20 in a matter of days. Now I kind of changed my outlook on Luna specifically. I think, you know, potentially longer term, medium term, getting back to $20-$25 would be an absolute best case scenario. But to be honest, now it barely looks possible, right? As we see, you know, Terra literally live dropping lower and lower. I think Luna might be completely finished in terms of, you know, any type of price performance from Luna. The coin might still exist, right? But I mean, it's pretty much just going to be serving to restabilize UST. And what happens, if you know the tokenomics behind all of this, is basically the Luna supply increases to stabilize UST, right? So as we're stabilizing UST, as UST is going back up, Luna goes down, and you know, it's inflation. The coin inflation, right? The supply skyrockets like no tomorrow. We've seen this before in other type of stable coins, algorithmic stable coins like this. So I said here, however, Luna is much more risky than the UST repeg trade, but with that higher reward. If UST gains 100% to move back to peg, Luna will do 4 to 5 times that. I did, however, just a few tweets after, ended up kind of changing my outlook on that, and I think it's going to be the right one. Unfortunately, I'm really saddened that this is the case, and please be careful out there, right? These are extremely volatile conditions and times. I said my stop got hit on Luna and UST trade, but I said Luna could hit $1 bottom probably, which, you know, we could be seeing this right now, it kind of hitting $1 and then ended up potentially, maybe we'll see it bounce back to $4 or $5. That is absolutely possible still. I said BTC bouncing because market is considering it the safest crypto asset right now. That was last night. We did end up seeing Bitcoin, although it pumped a bit last night. If I open the chart here, you know, we saw this kind of right here where we started bouncing from 30K all the way up to 31,600 or so. We kind of saw that move almost twice here, but you know, ultimately, right, it did tank with the rest of the market. Obviously, Coinbase dropping over 25% today. It's a very, very ugly day for cryptocurrencies. But continuing here on my little Twitter storm, and like I said, I'll leave a link to my Twitter in the description for live crypto market updates like this one. I said, okay, it looks like what will happen is a common algorithmic stablecoin reaction where the algorithm token Luna crashes to pennies and stablecoin regains peg. Very risky, not financial advice, obviously. So this is what I was talking about, right? Where UST does actually end up recovering to, you know, $1, or at least making a partial recovery, but Luna getting absolutely decimated because the supply grows so high to try and stabilize UST that, you know, Luna, the coin itself, is literally worth nothing, right? It is purely a coin that has, you know, kind of permanent inflation at that point to stabilize UST. So, I mean, if you consider that a fail and a collapse of Luna, then you know, I totally understand that. These algorithm coins, right, like this are kind of meant to be like this. However, right, the positive side of it is the UST coin could regain peg. The downside of this type of thing is Luna gets absolutely decimated to the point of no return. So I said last night, got back into, sorry, I'm gonna actually speed for this because I ended up bouncing, you know, I exited all my positions, I got greedy and went back in. I said I just don't want to miss out on this, and then my final trade that I posted last night, right, was, you know, kind of my last entry, which was 40 cents entry on UST, which I am still holding right now, by the way. I may consider taking profits at this level, but I think we're going to get the full move back to $1. And then the trade where I lost a bit of money here was the $2.43 entry on Luna. Said going to hold overnight, going to bed. Good night, everyone. With this being said, right, one thing that I did not mention in this entire Twitter thing, which unfortunately I was not paying attention because so much was going on last night, is I had a much larger position on my UST trade because, like I said initially, right, UST is the much safer play. So I mean, if you consider any of this safe in the first place, but you know, I would say if I were to do the math there, I mean, the Luna trade was literally like 2 to 5% of the total trade size compared to UST, right? The majority of the money that I did this entire whole thing with was on UST. Luna was literally just a few $100, and UST, however, was a few $1,000 in trade. So that is a big difference, right? I said to myself, even if Luna completely falls off a cliff, but we get the UST peg, I'm still completely in the clear, and that's what it is looking like sort of right now. Keep in mind, this is extremely risky. None of this is financial advice, and please be very careful out there. We're seeing, you know, the best assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum crumble like all the rest. Obviously, we're seeing the UST stablecoin pretty much was becoming the most trusted algorithmic stablecoin, literally collapse entirely. Now, of course, we got that partial recovery, but we are still dealing with an extremely volatile asset in time. And also, one thing that I will warn here that does worry me still with UST is the collateralization. You know, where is this collateralization coming from now? If arbitrageurs like me come in, buy it, you know, at the lows, and it finds a natural market price of $1 sort of, that can happen. But you need to remember, right, how far has Luna fallen? We have a $1.4 billion in market cap in Luna token, right? And we have 8.4 billion in UST. So there's a huge discrepancy already there. They sold pretty much most, if not all, of their Bitcoin from what I know. And on top of that, right, of course, you know, we can go down kind of, you know, in infinitely, right, without literally hitting $0 on Terra. You know, the sort of the half-life of Terra here. But you need to keep in mind that, you know, as we hit 50 cents, 10 cents, a cent, right, and we start going sub-cent on Terra, then people are really going to start wondering what's going to happen to UST as a stable coin, right? Even if we're expanding the supply of Luna like no tomorrow, right, to create and stabilize UST, which, you know, that is literally the pattern that's been happening in the last 24 hours. And we're going to reach a point where people realize this thing is done for, right? Luna is completely done for. And at that point, we might restart to see heavy selling pressure on UST. So this cent is also going to be a little bit critical here at 70 cents. It's going to be a matter of, can we get past that? This is a big resistance area right here. Previous two bottoms were here. Then we saw the big dump. We saw this additional two bottom here. So at this point, right, once again, this is an extremely, you know, double-edged play where it's pretty straightforward, right? We either end up getting the move back to $1, right, getting back above the 200-day moving average, getting that recovery, or we might see, unfortunately, what we have been seeing. And right now, I want to also point out that now the recovery is getting a little bit sharper here, which is good. We're starting to see the strength come back into UST. However, I will point out, right, we got a move like this, right? So we got an initial drop, bounce, we hit a double bottom, got a short recovery. We then came crashing back down, right, to new lows. We got an initial bounce, double bottom, right? Same exact thing as over here. And now we're on the bounce. So at this point, right, it's going to be, are we going to get this move that clears this out fully, or are we going to see the one final move to the downside to destroy the UST token and move it below 20 cents, which will likely lead to its complete collapse to literally pennies on the dollar? And obviously, if that happens, goes without saying that Terra will absolutely do the same. In fact, Terra could get to pennies while UST actually does make a complete recovery like that talked about, right? So once again, regardless of what happens, UST is the safer, less risky play. And keep in mind, right, we're talking about as risky as it gets here pretty much. Now, I've done these type of trades before. I'm pretty experienced with them. I've traded other algorithmic stablecoin crashes before. But please keep in mind it is extremely risky, and none of this is financial advice. Now, I did want to look at the Luna chart real quick. Non-stop selling, non-stop downside. I did enter that position around $2.43. So, you know, it has fallen already quite substantially from there. In fact, if I pull out the ruler here and I just approximate that pretty much, you know, that's about a, wow, 60% drop about from that level. And keep in mind, right, we're literally at that $1 sort of make it or break it moment. Looks like we did actually hit At least on this chart right here, we hit a low of around 69 cents. So, you know, basically at the end of the day here, the upside for Luna remains limited regardless, and borderline also could be impossible depending on how all of this plays out. But like I said, right, in terms of bounces, looking on a more positive outlook, if this sort of $1 is the low, which I said on Twitter could be, it makes sense that that level would be the level where everyone starts pouring back into Luna. Well, you know, we have to remember that there's still going to be downside pressure due to the minting of UST. And I don't see this going back to $100, you know, at all here. Maybe decades down the line, but I mean, at this point, right, us getting back to $5, $4 or $5 would be a huge accomplishment. And then if from there we could maybe get a move to 20, maybe $25, you know, that is going to be sort of the medium to longer term outlook. Maybe one day we can make our way back to $50, but keep in mind this is a token now that has borderline endured irreversible damage. Right now, once again, if you want to learn more about this, you need to look into how the tokenomics work for Luna, because that is going to dictate all of this, right? And I can't explain it all in this video, but as UST becomes more stable again and starts growing in adoption again, if that happens, then the supply of Luna will actually start to decrease substantially as well again. But keep in mind, right, this is a double-edged knife, extremely volatile trade, and that is sort of the main thing that I'll leave you with. With that being said, once again, let's go ahead and take a look at that wild UST chart. Does look here, we're seeming like we're going to manage to slowly push out of this 70 cent area and try and make a run for that 75 cent at that 200-day moving average, and hopefully from there we're going to be able to start to get that money flowing back into it and recover. So like I said, right, still think that we could see 400 or 500 move bounce on Luna, right? But at this point, unfortunately, we're really talking of potentially only $3, $4, $5 in terms of a bounce, if that even happens, right? Look at the pattern. Luna is dumping while UST is increasing. We've actually been literally seeing this exact pattern play out since last night, and this isn't by coincidence, right? This is literally due to the tokenomics and the design of UST and Luna, and their sort of correlation or inverse correlation at this point. That is literally the algorithm, right, that stabilizes the token. Obviously, huge amount of FUD, crazy articles. This has been a mess in the crypto space, and you know, just be safe out there in this type of conditions. I usually would say that being on the conservative side can really protect you substantially, but once again, not financial advice. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to leave a like, follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day and stay safe out there.